Hello guys, so new prediction for next week. Quick recap from 2 weeks ago. The last recap was prediction, was that we gonna see a sideways and maybe a red week. Basically what we had 2 weeks ago, we had indecision, and then the last week was ending red. Even though you can see the tail, big tail, we're gonna talk about it. So let's dive into it and right to the conclusion maybe. You see this? This is the weekly. So this is a bigger time frame for investment. We have not confirmed yet, but you can see there is establishing a lower high. This one, higher high. This is a divergence for a reversal. And this is not confirmed yet. You see it didn't cross. So if it crossed, if we're gonna have another red week, we probably gonna cross it. And then we establish the divergence, which means we're gonna have a deeper pullback. All right, guys. Let's check how it went. Let's see something. All right, let's check it here. 93.42. This is 93.18. So this is lower, this is higher. You can see pullback on the weekly. Let's continue. But you can see this is a divergence from the overbought to the, let's say, mid zone, which means this is much weaker. Let's see it maybe here, this area. You can see from the overbought to the middle, someplace like here. This is going high, this is going low. See what happened? Much deeper pullback. From here also, this is going and gives sign for a pullback. So you can see a lot of divergences give us a sign for this kind of scenario. But so far you can see on the bigger time frame, we don't have bigger divergence for continuation. And the main reason it's going to be very hard because the low here is 156. So we probably need a deeper pullback to the 200, even here, this line 508, 510. And then it's gonna probably, if it breaks the 510, it's gonna go deeper for the 480 area. And we are still in bullish trend, guys. Even if on the weekly, you can see it here. This is pointing up, but needs some release. Let's go for the daily and see how it looks. On the daily, you can see a red candle, big one. And what happened here, this is a very bullish sign. When it touched the blue, it almost touched. Enormous buying pressure came in and pushed it higher. Like it didn't want to break it. And this is the 518, we talked about it. A retracement in the 4-hour chart, you can see it here. The blue one. We're waiting for it to, it's someplace like here, 518, 517. Basically did go sideways as we predicted and pull back to the first support area. And you can see here momentum negative, no divergence. Momentum on the stochastic started to be positive above the 50. But in the longer time frame, it seems that it's a little bit negative. So I don't know if it's a good sign. So far, this is a sideways move. If we check it up here, this is 780. Yeah, this is 6. So no divergence. So maybe it can go back for another a deeper pullback. Alright guys, I think I gave you the Fibonacci level, someplace like here, there. The 50 is the 517, 5, maybe another pullback, I don't know. Trend a little bit changed there, still the bar is holding. So you have a red sign, right guys, for sellers. So be prepared, even though it's still, I think, in a sideways move. Someplace like this can go. I don't know if it can. I know you can see the big green candle at the end of the session. On Friday it came in and immediately got bought. So maybe a big push to the upside could be, but so far I think we are in a big distribution zone. So if we check the 1 hour chart, you can see trend up, trend up, trend up. I don't know if I want to call it a break, if this one is a break, but what it did, it continued and coming for the break area, for the retest. So I think this week is going to be very important because this is a retest of the break. So if the sellers will gain control, they will immediately push lower for a much deeper pullback for the 510, even closing this gap, 505. Alright guys, so be prepared. If we gonna check, let me see. The SPY is much stronger than the Qs, we will see it later. But if we check in it, it seems that it wants to continue higher so far. Let me see something. Yeah, it seems that it wants to continue higher. Even though the 517, 16 could be a much good area for a retest. This is why I didn't like it. It's almost touched it and then immediately get bought. So I don't know, it's trying to lure in the short sellers and do nothing. But so far it seems positive. But what I'm afraid of, that it will continue a little bit up and then finish the divergence for the downside and will drop down. The 528 is a nice area for a resistance. The end resistance is the 532 at this place, 532. So maybe it can continue there, trying to retest it and push back. So if I'm gonna see a move for the upside and then immediately pull back, which means that we're gonna see like a tail, this is a red sign for moving for the downside. What else? Nothing much to say. So quick moving for the 532 can push for the downside because on the weekly it doesn't look that good, but it didn't finish the divergence on the weekly, so it can continue higher. It's okay. So far the algo is stating that it wants to continue higher, nothing to stop it. But if it moves too fast for the upside, it can create divergence. But as you know me, I'm going with the trend. At the trend and the end of the session was green. You can see it on the 15 minutes. Look lovely. See it here? At the end of the session, SPY was red, 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 and immediately, see what happened? 12:30, immediately got bought. At the end of the session, got crazy. So this is a big momentum, guys. Let's come back for the daily. It touched the key zone of support 518, immediately got bought. The computer got bought it. So and on the daily you don't have divergence, so we have continuation. But I think the next move for the upside create the divergence even on the daily. Something like this. Something like this. And then we have divergence on the daily, on the weekly, and it will be a red sign. But so far, bullish, guys. Qs. Qs, same goes. You can see the big tail. No divergence on the daily. Let's look at it on the weekly. On the weekly, same goes. It didn't finish, so it can continue higher. It didn't cross. Didn't finish the divergence. So another red wick, not that good. If we look at it here, again, touch a key zone, alright? But the Qs is much weaker, and we know because it's more volatile, and because of it, you can see it didn't manage to push above. Let's look at it on the 50 minutes here. You can see it. See? Red, 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 green. The SPY was someplace here. The Qs haven't had a chance to push to the upside, so maybe it's lagging. All right. So you can see it on the 4-hour chart. It's still positive. Trend a little bit change. Facing momentum is weakening, which is good. It's okay because this is a big run, so it's weakening. The momentum is weakening. Need to bring more new buyers. If we check divergence, this is 587. Probably it's lower, 469. So no, which means we need to see another pullback below the 469, and if we get so, it will bring a lot of buyers. So pushing for the 440 is a good area, and let's say pushing it to still hold the buyers, holding the price and the trend for the upside. This is just area of accumulation and then jumping higher for its next level. If we're checking it on the 1-hour chart, you can see trend is up, trend is up. This is the break of the trend, you can see. And if this is the break, so probably it wants to go to this area, retest it, and if the sellers are strong, push it again for the downside. At the Qs, there is the 455, 450, 450, 450, 450, someplace here. All right. I can go even for the 457. This is the area 457, 450, 450. Can hit the wall. So far, it seems that it has a desire to move forward at the short term to the 456, 457. If it's managed to push it, it can do small reversal, then continuation for the upside. And let me clear it up. See what happened here. Right? It didn't finish, but it's very easy to. This is a divergence. Alright, so it's need just gap up, clear the divergence, and then continue. But you see there is a lots of above it. I think even this one. So in order to be safe, it needs to cross this one and to clear up all the divergence from the 458. So I'm a little bit skeptic. It can do a small push, I don't know, I think, but then the sellers will return. So be very careful, guys, alright? I think the buyers shown that they want to be strong, and they use a lot of capital to do so. So be very careful. So I'm still optimistic, but I'm more careful this week. IWM. Alright, I see the Fibonacci level there. It touched again. Doesn't look that good. Alright, let me clear it up. Doesn't look that good. Again, the same goes here. Didn't finish, so it still wants to go higher. If we go it for the weekly, see how it goes. It touched the key level and pushed to the upside. So again, we saw the SPY and the Qs touch it, so I think it will push. And then you see almost on the weekly, the buyers want to hold it. They don't want to create a divergence. So you can see it was red and immediately they get bought. It was big red, so probably in the middle of the week, they create a divergence, immediately coming back in to push it for the upside. So if you're gonna have another red week, not that good, guys. Because I don't know if you can call it clear. This is, alright, something like this. If it managed to cross, can go lower. You can call it double top. 1, 2, if it cross, go lower. So be very careful because the IWM is struggling a lot. But on the daily, I don't know, it seems a little bit strong. It push, and I don't like this push, alright, because usually this big red candle can give us a sign that it wants to come up, take in all the buyers, and then can flash down for the 200 and even 185 area. Be very careful about it, guys. Be very careful about it. Alright. On the 4-hour chart, let me see. You see it touched it again in a weakness, and you see it crossed the zero. Not that good. But see it here. 920. Already see it. This is divergence for continuation for the upside. This is what makes me positive about the market. Because on the short terms, the IWM is been positive. On the daily, it seems that it's positive. It need to cross. I want it to cross here to take out all the stop losses of the short sellers and then push higher above the 210. On the 1-hour chart, you can see the pattern. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so if it crossed above, can continue. So a little bit positive, and this is the reason why I'm still optimistic about the market. I don't know if it's gonna be a big move for the upside. No divergence there. Here, sideways, no big divergence. So it means continuation, but you can see it here. Again, still a little bit negative. So if you want to be sure, wait a little bit. Wait. Don't try to predict it. Or you can enter with small size than usual, smaller, maybe 10% for what you used to, just to be in. But I will follow the 4-hour chart here to see how it goes, because if it crosses it here, it can move forward. Let me check it. Yeah, so far it seems that the IWM want to take out the 210 and continue higher. Probably it needs to close above the 207.50, and if so, continue to the upside. Very interesting. And it can push the market to the upside. Tesla. Let's see. Alright, Tesla. Big sideways move. Alright. Indecision, Momentum is negative. I don't know if you can call it a big volume. So the daily doesn't give us much. On the weekly, same goes. Probably people waiting to close above the 200. This kind of like a flag, you can see it here. This is tone and this is the flag. So 1, 2, if it crossed above to the up, it crossed below to the down. All right. So either way, but what we have, this is on the weekly. You will see it a lot. This is it. Divergence, guys. Not that good. Very careful. It didn't finish yet. It didn't finish. It needs to cross. So wait a little bit. All right, wait a little bit. But pushing below this one on the weekly won't give us a good sign. Go again to the daily, see how it goes. Momentum is negative. Not that good. So probably, I don't know, maybe another retest of the 160 area, 166. Let me check something. All right, this is live. This is what I'm seeing. I'm checking all variation. It can push higher for the 179. Probably the 180 again is the big resistance zone. But at the moment, it doesn't look that good. Even though I can see the power coming in. I can see the power coming in for the 180. So the big level is the 180. If we go for the forward chart, you can see it here. Tried to break, failed, and now maybe. Momentum start to be positive, but sideways. You can see it here, sideways. And the buyers managed to hold, making higher lows. All right. Sellers try to fake it. So buyers more strong than the sellers, but I don't see a big divergence. I see small one. And this is a sideways. You can see the 200 is a straight. This is a sideways. So we have to wait, guys. We have to wait. Because either way can win. The short or the long side. And I don't want to take any chance here. Because I see either the shorter term, it wants to move up. In the longer term, if it failed to move up, it definitely will move down because of the divergence. And I think the buyers know that, and they will try to build more position in order to clear the move for the upside. All right, so maybe another move for the downside a little bit, creating divergence, and then push for the upside. It could do good. If we make it smaller, you can see how it looks. Straight line too long, doesn't look that good. All right, guys. Apple. With Apple. Apple make the break, big gap, move for the upside, retraced, move again for the upside for retest. You can see there's the divergence. This is a clear the divergence. So I think this is nice volume continuation for the upside. For the next target 195. All right. And this is a big distribution zone, guys. So be very careful about it. You can see the sellers coming in this area, 197, 195. So we have to see how Apple go in the shorter term. You can probably make a few bucks here, but wait for it to see how it reacts to the sellers. All right. You can see here the 50 crossed the 200, which is a great sign for continuation for the upside. If we look at it on the fall chart, you can see it here, green, momentum is good above the 50, above the 0, but you can see it here. This is a divergence for continuation. because it's weakening, 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 and the buyers still coming. So it means the buyers are more stronger than the seller. The seller don't want to participate in this zone. They're probably waiting in this zone. And we don't have a big divergence there. This is a divergence, and then we have the move. And now we had the move for the downside here. And this is what we got. So this zone for continuation. Be very careful on this move. All right. I know, I told you, it's going to be 2 weeks of sideways move, even 3. Let's check the 1 hour chart, see how it looks. Still trend is up, trend is up, trend is up, nothing to do, so moving up. All right. NVIDIA. All eyes on NVIDIA. See how it goes. Island reversal, maybe another. Closing the gap, then continue higher. Any move for the downside will bring buyers because we have a big divergence. You can look at it, let's say something like this one. All right, for the 38, for the 50, for the 60. All right, guys, big volume there. On the 4-hour chart, the trend didn't change. This is a big move, divergence. Didn't close the divergence, so maybe push for the 150, create divergence, and then continue higher. Would be very interesting. Meta. Meta again, positive, but start to be a little bit negative. So you can see this is straight, push down. Maybe now push up, taking the down, taking the up, and then flash to the downside. So far, reversal for the upside. You can see it here. This is higher lows. This is lower lows. So reversal. People will wait above the 480 for the move for the upside. Looking at it on the 1-hour chart, let's see if there is something special. Nothing much. Again, divergence for the downside. If we took it from here to there, touch the 6180, crossed above. Be very careful about it. See how the continuation goes. This is a big volume at the end of the session, but a little bit red and move again for the downside. This is a big move down, big move up, right? So when I see a more action in the smaller time frame, I'm more worried because it means they're not trading, they're not thinking about the long term, about the weekly, about the monthly. So it means more position, weak position in the 1-hour chart, 4-hour chart for 1 week position, 2 days, 3 days, and it's not that good for investment. Sorry. So again, you can see it here. Probably want to test the 488 again. Now here, divergence for continuation, but the buyers are strong. I could see it coming back again for the 440 again to see how it goes. To enter a lot of short sellers and then pushing for the upside. Alright, coming back here and then pushing for the upside. But so far here, we see divergence for continuation. It doesn't mean it's going to be strong. It could mean just for the 480, 479 and then continue down. mRNA. It did it move for the 170, yeah, 170 and then flash down. I thought it will touch the 180, my end zone, and it didn't. But it's okay because now it's given another chance for more buyers to come in at the 140, and it can even go lower. Let me clear all this. All right. If we check it up here, you can see divergence here. So if we could take it up here, you can see touch the 50. Maybe you can come back to the 61.80 and then pushing for the upside and then going for the 180. Taking in all the short sellers and then pushing for the 180. So far the 4-hour chart, even though it's a little bit negative, on the long term it's positive. So you can see it here. What happened if we're gonna see this candle on the SPY or on the Qs, we're gonna see it coming back a little bit lower, finish the divergence and then coming up. You see it pointing down, so it's a little bit weaker. Talked about the 1-hour chart. Let me see. No. At the 1-hour chart, this is moving up. This is a break, retest. Want to move for the downside for a better retest at this area, the 130 area. Small divergence for the downside. It didn't break, so going short below the 140. I don't know if I want to call it going long above the 150. But I will look at it here to see the candle structure. BA touch key zone, immediately sold off. It didn't create divergence, so I think it will move another attempt. Let's hope it will create divergence to give us a good and better sign for the move for the upside. So far, trend is down. You can see the cross between the 50 and the 200, which is not that good. At the 4-hour chart, trend did change for negative, but it can go sideways. All right, momentum is negative. Any move for the upside already create divergence, so it needs to cross the 187. So I will wait for it. If you want to be positive about BA, to cross above the 187. Make a retest and then trying to look for a better entry point. So far, not good for BA. You can look at it on the 1-hour chart. You can see trend down. This is a break, retest, which is good. Buy is holding it, and now wants to move for the upside, but it's going to be very tricky. All right, very tricky. See divergence for another push for the downside, bring more buyers, and then trying to make the break for the upside. Gold. Did gold finish its move? Alright guys, touch the 138, the end zone is 230. We can see a double top there maybe, but guys, see how it looks. What if it did something like this and crossed above? It can even cross above the 230 and coming, let's say 245, 250 even, guys. So I don't care about the color. I'm looking at the structure and it's holding. And didn't create much divergence, but it's holding, which is good. Here it started to be negative, but the 200 is holding. Momentum is negative. There is the stochastic. So if it's negative, but the bars are holding, eventually they will win. There is no big divergence to decide where to go. Maybe there because of the big fall. You can see another reversal coming for the upside. Maybe, but be very careful about it. 1-hour chart, let me look, something like, I know it started to be negative, but I don't know how to see something there. I'm still positive about it until it breaks down. Silver, very strong. Let's move for the daily, you can see, but what you can see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. If it crossed below, moving down. Maybe to the 25 again. And if it moves for the 25, to Could be good retracement, guys. I think it will move up the 25.50 and for the try to break for the upside, because this is a big move for the silvers. You can see lots of sellers coming in. Why not? They have a lot of profit on the silver, so need to take in some profit and then rejoin here with risking a little bit and moving for the upside. So far no divergence, nothing up yet, so follow the trend, but you can see the red candle there, big one. Be very careful about them. So maybe I will wait a little bit for the retracement. 4-hour chart is holding, which is good. So if I see the break again for the upside, moving to the upside again. 1-hour chart still positive. Don't see any break of trend yet. So I'm still positive, even if it's go below, flag for the downside. It can cross above the 28 and push up. So you have both sides below there pushing down. You have both sides, nothing much to say. If the market doesn't give us a clear sign, there is both ways. And Oxy, the oil. Let's see what happened. Move for the almost 60, guys. All right, crossed below, move for below, so now it's a little bit negative, which is good. Any move for the upside will create divergence for the downside, so it can do pattern like this is 1, 2, 3 for my ends on the 53. Maybe. Screw it up. You can see it touched a key zone 60, 88 and immediately this is a support key, support area, pushed for the upside, but it's negative. It will need to clear the 64, 65 in order to clear divergence, and it will be very hard to do so. And but what is good, there is a divergence there. You can see this is coming up, this is coming down. So I need a clear sign to go for the next resistance. Below the 200, be very careful about it. Small divergence for the downside. So crossing below the 62, going for the downside, continuation, it needs to break the 63. Be very careful. So guys, let's finish up, because again, this week we have a very biggest market. All right, on the weekly, let's try to sum it up. On the weekly, we start to see a sign for divergence for the downside on the weekly. We're going for the daily, we see continuation for the upside because we don't have anything. On the 4-hour chart, some chart give us a sign of a strong coming back for the upside. The bars basically enter in the support area, and we have small divergences for continuation for the upside. So this is the reason why I'll be watching the 4-hour chart and even the 1-hour chart closely each day to see how the market moves. I don't want to be surprised this week. And if I want to make clear prediction, not just assumption above or below, I can still follow the trend, guys, until I see something that give me a sign for a big pullback. I'm following the trend. So guys, I hope it helps, and see you guys later. Bye bye.